Morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's assembly. I hope you had a really lovely half term. It's nice to be back and seeing everybody again. Now, this week we are thinking about different types of intelligence. So, if I said to you, what does the word intelligent mean? What would you say? So, you might start thinking about maybe how clever you are at something. So, you may be sat there thinking, I am really, really good at maths. And so when I do maths in the mornings, I find it really, really easy. Therefore, I'm really intelligent at maths. You might think that you are really clever and intelligent at art or English or lots and lots of other things. You may love reading and be really clever and intelligent at that. Now, what we're going to be thinking about today is there a difference between intelligence and wisdom? So what does the word wisdom mean? So maybe stop the assembly for a second, have a chat within your class and think about what wisdom means. So hopefully you've had a chat and you have thought about all of the different ways that you could describe the word wisdom. So wisdom is about using kind of the knowledge that you have to make clever decisions, isn't it? So being wise and using the information you have to think about what you do and to think about the decisions that you're making. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story from the Bible about a person called Solomon. Now, Solomon was the son of King David, and Solomon had been taught to love and to worship God by his father, King David. And one day he went to God and he asked God to give him wisdom. And that was the gift that he had asked for. So if you had asked for something, would wisdom have been the gift that you asked for? So God did this for him, and Solomon felt that God had truly spoken to him. And then one day, Solomon needed to use this gift of wisdom. So he had two women come to him, and both of the women had said that a baby belonged to them. So there was one baby between the two women, and they came to him, and both of them said, I am the mother of this baby. And they were each accusing each other of not being the mother of the baby, and who was therefore going to end up with the baby. Now, Solomon said to the women something really, really shocking. He said, to resolve this, I am going to kill the baby, and we will just half the baby, and each of you, therefore neither of you gets the whole baby, and that the baby will be killed. Now that's really shocking, isn't it? And one of the women said, no, you cannot possibly do that, and I would prefer for the baby to stay alive and be given to this other woman. Whereas the other lady said, okay, fine. Now at that point, Solomon said, I know who the real mother is. The real mother is the lady that said to me that no harm can come to this child and that she would prefer to have the child stay alive and be given to somebody else rather than be injured. And he gave the baby to that woman, to the real mother. Now, he wasn't using maybe intelligence at that point, but maybe he was thinking about wisdom. So have a think, have a chat about the story of Solomon. Do you think that that was a wise decision that he made? Do you think that he was using his wisdom to make that decision? What might you have done in that circumstance if you had been given those two women in front of you, both saying that they were the mother of the baby? Now, what you need to think about now is how you could use wisdom. So how can you use the things you know to make wise decisions? So, for example, let's think of something that would be very wise or using a bit of wisdom and a bit of knowledge. If I said to you, we all know that a tomato is a fruit, and therefore I like to eat fruit salad, and so I might put my tomato in my fruit salad. Now, that would seem a little strange, wouldn't it? Because we all know that the fruits that we tend to have in salads are things, like apples and strawberries and grapes and oranges, and we put our tomatoes maybe in another type of salad. Now, is that more about using wisdom and less about just using the intelligence that I have that I knew that a tomato was a fruit? Now, it's really important every day that we think about not only using our brains to be clever and have knowledge, but also to be making those wise decisions. So today, for example, I got up and I looked outside and it was extremely foggy and really, really cold. And so I decided to put a cardigan on, and I brought a scarf with me. And so I knew that it was cold. I used my intelligence to think, oh, it's cold. But I made a wise decision, because I could have made a decision that, oh, I know it's cold, but actually I'm just going to go out in my shorts and t-shirt, and then later on I'm going to be really, really cold. And you need to make decisions like that. So when you're walking down a road, you know through being clever that those cars are coming down that road, and I could cross because I think that I can get out before that car comes. Actually, making a wise decision is thinking, okay, I'm going to stop and I'm going to wait for all of those cars to go by. I'm going to wait at the traffic lights until they go red, wait for the little flashing green man to come up, and then I'm going to cross the road. Really important that we make that distinction, isn't it, between the things that we know, but using them to make those really wise decisions. Right, we're going to say a prayer, so close your eyes. Dear God, we thank you for wisdom and how you help us to know what to do in different situations. Help us to learn what we are taught in school, but to learn wisdom above all, and to use that wisdom to make the decisions that we need every single day. Amen. I hope you have a very lovely rest of your half term, and you have these discussions now in class. And maybe something you could think about doing if you've got time in class is thinking maybe of writing a poem about wisdom. So maybe you could do something like an acrostic poem where you have wisdom downsized the words, letters that it starts with, and you could think of all of the things that you need to be able to use wisdom in your day-to-day life. I will see you all soon. Bye.